Evolutionists base their thesis of so-called human evolution, their major claim, on fictitious and imaginary family trees. They do not have the evidence to support their claim that human beings evolved. For that reason, they manufacture their own evidence by creating the very skull and bone fragments they collect during excavations with host illustrations in whatever manner they so. They give these imaginary pictures various names and create supposed human evolution by setting them out in a sequence. The Nebraska Man hoax, which you saw, is one of the most notable examples of these imaginary representations. This produced images of an ancestor on the basis of a single tooth that they would to belong to a boar. Even further, of children. Imaginary species to which they give the name Nebraska Man was for years evidence in evolutionary literature. Naturally, evolutionary efforts to produce did not Nebraska Man. Proposed countless false intermediate forms for their various fragments of bone discovered. What encourages evolution to produce such false evidence is the large numbers of fossils on which they can base their calculation. Thousands of species are known to have lived over the course of history. A large part of these have become extinct and disappeared. There are only species of apes in the world. The fossil remains of a species of ape represent a rich resource for evolution. Evolutionists bone fragments from some species according arrange these in order of from small and write scenarios of human evolution skull to some human race series. Scenario many imaginary species that actually existed. The nature of all these species to of human beings, such as John and Ben, have all been demonstrated over and again, and admitted that the fossils they have are a very far cry from being in the slightest. Many faiths have been proposed as so-called forward beings, including Java Man, discovered on the island of Java by the anatomist Eugene Moir, named on the basis of a skull, which inspired to believe the ancestor of human beings. Man, heralded as the owner of human beings of independent bone fragments found at over the course in the Beijing. These fragments leaving behind nothing more than a picture. Then there was the Pithecanthropus in India, 32, alleged to represent a transition ape to man. This was used as definitive evidence by evolutionists for 50 years, until it was realized in 1982 that the fossil actually belonged to the species of orangutan. Fossil known as Lucy, anthropologist Donald Johnson, 1974, started an article of evolution for subsequently abandoned, realized that Lucy actually belonged to an extinct form of chimpanzee. Then the skull fragment near the town in 1983, announced to be the oldest human fossil in Europe, inserted into evolution under the name Orthoman. Later in the skull belonged to a four-year-old monkey. These are just a few of the hoax fossil evolutionists have come up with in order to provide supposed evidence for evolution. In conclusion, ontological, anatomical, and biological discoveries have been made so that, like all other claims, the claim of the evolution of the fossil record shows that throughout the history, human beings have always existed as human beings. Apes evidence of any familial link between human beings. Apart from frauds, distortion, misleading illustration, fictitious